Okay, this is going to be my part 3. And I'm going to go over on emphasizing literature. You go to yank a transmission out, and you haven't done one in 10 or 15 years like me, you definitely want to have some good literature on little tips and tricks. I know the YouTube videos, you can't beat those. And but me myself, I elected to, after watching a bunch of stuff on YouTube, little tricks and tips everybody give me, went ahead and ordered this book on the 700R4 4L60E series of transmissions, things to swap in heavier parts from the newer transmissions that GM did, and it's step by step, shows you how to do pretty well much everything. There's a few little things I can go in, might help you. He doesn't go into tolerances that much on the clutch packs, a couple of places I remember, so I had to look them up somewhere else, and I wrote them down. And another thing on information, he didn't have any good overviews to put it in like sub-assemblies, and so I elected to get the expanded drawing so I'd be more familiar with it. This is a great expanded drawing. Goes into the pump part, the reverse input drum, the regular input shaft with the forward and 3/4 clutch pack and override, and a few little intermediate parts with the front pinion, sun shell, and then the rear of the transmission's got the reverse low piston, the carrier, the pinion, the clutches and steels, the sprag that goes there, and then you got the sun gear, pinion gear right there. I call that an intermediate when you get to the sun, but it's all one part of the same assembly. It's good to have an overview to study. Here's another one about the same, regular clutch line deal, expanded view without them. I pulled up 9. Valve body, as you can see, I took my valve body all the way apart. It was pretty good until I got to about 2, and they were totally different, because mine's being a 98. I pulled up a 97 and got all but one, and then they only had so many parts left. But I already had it out in order, so I wasn't too lost. I had 2 switched over on me, which you never get things right, but things can go wrong. Always good to have a second chance. Now I want to go over some other things on the internet that I found very useful, that I found other than other people's YouTube stuff. I don't know if you can read this or not. I'm not going to make it any clearer. How I got the deals, I googled the 4L60E expanded view and got like a page with 200. I copied about 9, printed them out full page. Okay, here's a great free factory rebuild manual, overhaul procedures. It's got ads on it, and I don't know if you can read all those numbers or not. www.scribe.com. I can't even tell what that is. Dot and then number, and it's an overhaul manual, and it's very good. Just don't pay to download it or nothing, or hit the download or PDF view or text view or whatever, because if you just start scrolling down, it's already on the screen. I messed up. I tried to download it and they kept wanting money. It was already on the page for free. Another site that I found really helpful was 30 common problems and fixes with the GM. And this is, guys, GM long roof 4ummer.com T6394-common 4L60E problems. Hopefully y'all can get a good look at that and download it. Hopefully, I'm not sure. You pause it and get that information. Those are definitely worth looking at. Another one I found heavy was helpful He's got a great intro and overview of the 4L60E, history, upgrades, strengths, and weaknesses. A good little article you need to read. Talks about the later parts and upgrades GM made. And I'll go over some that I've read about that aren't going to be there. I'm not going to emphasize those too much. I'll let you look at them. But all through this, I've kept notes. Right now, I'm just keeping notes on what I'm talking about in the video. Okay, part 1 is going to be intro, pool, and shop area. And part 2 is the organization that I'm using until I get familiar with it. Part 3 is going to be literature. And when I got the transmission pulled, I did have some problems I'd like to make y'all aware of, or help y'all become aware of. One of the first problems I ran across was when I was sliding that transmission over and it caught one of the little exhaust shields that's in the protecting the transmission pan from the exhaust pipes. And I'm dragging it and I'm tired and I let it roll over and it caught I don't see the screwdriver, but there was a screwdriver and transmission rolled over and hit it right there and cracked that just a little bit. Didn't look bad, looked like all the electronics are up here around that thing. So I just JB welded it. Hopefully that fix will get me through. Another problem area you're probably going to run into is when you take off the bell housing, if you got a 98 or later, and you're going to get a Torx 50, even though these are guaranteed, you're not going to want to keep going to the store and getting it replaced. Get you a good one. You know, $9 for a good one. This was like $6 for the set. They told me to go ahead and bring it back and go replace it. It's just too much trouble. Went to another place, got one that to get it out. Things like that to keep you organized and going. I mean, those are helpful hints right there. But literature, I can't emphasize. Once you get it apart, just study every night. Watch another YouTube video. Hiram's got a lot, and I can't think of all their names. But many of the common ones that have got a good readership, you can look over some of theirs. I don't agree with all the things that they're talking about, and they leave a lot of things out that are very important to be aware of. So that's it on part 3 on literature. Next part, I'll go into the problems that I had when I was tearing mine down, and hopefully that'll get everybody